me, Chris, and I want to talk about my sex education experience. So as many of you may or may not know, I want to be a sex education awareness specialist, something along those lines. But to begin on how to reform sex education in our public school system, we first have to know what we went through. So that's why I want to talk today. I want to talk about my sex education experience in the public school system, and I want to have a conversation with you on how your sex education experience was, how it differed, how it was the same. So I'm going to start from birth up until the end of 12th grade. So yeah, a couple disclaimers. I grew up in Southern California, and I went through the public school system. I'm not going to tell you exactly what county, but just know it was Southern California. And then also, this is my experience, mine alone. Yes, I'm a broken record, I always say that, but it's important for me to tell you that because I don't want you to take this to gospel. Somebody who had the same public school education system could have experienced it differently or could have got something out of it that was different than me. So that's probably one of the things too we have to reform, is just learning techniques and stuff. So also, each county, state, country, everything is different. So that's why I want to make this video too, is I want to know your experience and I want to tell you mine so that you could be like, wow, that was cool. Well, I wish my school did that. Or wow, she did this. How conservative. Stuff like that. Another disclaimer, I graduated school in the class of 07 and was born in 1989. So that kind of gives you a timeline on when I was going through school. One more disclaimer, my sexual experience journey didn't start until I was 19. That's when I lost my virginity to both sexes. When I went through puberty in high school, I had some internalized homophobia, and so I regressed what I could have had, but also I thought I was asexual, so keep that in mind. As a young child from about ages 0 to 9, I had a few sexual content that was in my way. I mean, we all have magazines and sexual image in this country that is a double standard for men and women on both fronts. So yeah, I was exposed to that, but nothing too crazy. And then when I went through elementary school, about 2nd grade, like cooties were introduced and we would run around and play tag and the boys would sneeze on us and we would run and go chase them, like normal stuff. And then in 5th grade, we had the sex talk. So we had I'd say about 2 hours of boys in one room, girls in the other room. On my experience, I was in the girls' room, and we talked about basically menstrual cycle. That's the big thing that I walked away with that, is they were like, you are gonna bleed soon. And I was like, okay. I already knew that. My mom kind of drilled that into me anyways. That talk was pretty much, you're gonna bleed. About 6th to 8th grade in my school, we started using more sexual terms, meaning derogatory terms. I remember we'd be like, oh, you dildo, or you dyke, or something, like not even knowing what those words meant, but just using it as a derogatory manner, like just saying that to friends and whatever. So that was an exposure. And then also with curiosity among friends, we'd started playing truth or dare, or we started doing games and activities that would test our sexual attraction among friends, among other people. Pretty much my exposure in middle school. And then I entered high school. And that's when friends started actually doing stuff. We would talk, they'd discuss, oh, I did this is my first time doing that. I didn't have any stories because I was a bit of you'd call it a prude. I'd say I was holding off for my sexual journey to start. But yes, I would definitely listen to stories, talk to friends about how did you feel during that or whatever and whatnot. In high school, you're required to take a health class. For some reason, I waited until 12th grade to take it. I don't know if I was busy with other classes or something, but we took a health class and I remember a few things from that. I remember oh my God, there's a huge bug. Fuck, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God. Ginormous. I remember a few things from that class. I remember watching the pregnancy video and the delivery video that scarred everyone for life. I remember going through the book and it mentioning LGBT, like lesbian and gays, but it didn't really go into like the sexual stuff about it. It just said like they exist. Like there was like literally like 2 paragraphs of like there's some people that like boys and that are boys and some people that like girls that are girls, and they exist. And there's this, I don't think they called it mental illness, but they definitely like referred to it as an abnormal thing of trans people. So I remember like those paragraphs going, they exist, now let's move on. Never did the condom on the banana. Never did anything like that. Mostly it was about nutrition, honestly. I remember like the food pyramid and about getting your exercise 3 times a week and all that stuff. So it was pretty interesting on the health class. I thought it would be more centered towards sexual prevention and STDs and stuff, but really it wasn't. I never did the baby thing, so I got off pretty easy when it comes to 12th grade, which you could call that a blessing or a curse. Also, there was a LGBT gay straight alliance in my school. I went a couple times in support of a friend, which is funny now because it's like, hello. It wasn't really hugely organized to a point where we would talk about like major discussions and issues. It was just basically a safe place for people to hang out, which is a good thing. I remember the club being up maybe, I'd say like it started in like, I want to say my sophomore year, maybe freshman year. I don't really know for sure, but I remember it was like kind of super brand new. So yeah. So that was my sex education experience. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below, message me, or make a video. I would love to watch those, responding or having a conversation with me on how your sex education experience was. I really want to know, because if we're going to reform it, we got to know where we started from. So yeah, thank you. All my social media is down below. Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, the whole works. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it. Bye. Fun fact, my high school is right there. Like, right there. Like, I'm not going to show you because I don't know if I could get sued or not, but it's right there. And I heard the bell go off because they're in school and they had to change periods, I guess, whatever, but it's right there.